Now that the kids are not in my area and baby girl is asleep, let's get into this video. Oh hey, oh hey, oh hey, listen, I know first things first, I lost my voice a couple days ago. It's not all the way back yet, but we're gonna record this video anyway because as a mom of 4 now, I literally have to take advantage of every moment that I get. So in this video, I definitely wanted to primarily talk about breastfeeding baby number 4, and how my milk supply has been going and all that good stuff. But I definitely also wanted to talk about time management, alone time, spending quality time with baby girl and just me. So let's get into it, okay? For me, when it comes to my alone time, personal alone time, I do my very best every single day to fit it in. Whether I'm in the shower, pouring into myself, whether I'm driving to work, praying and thanking God for my blessings, or praying, asking for change, or just, evaluating my growth, evaluating certain areas that need attention, fixing my hair, twist out, braid out, wash and go, putting my hair up in a bun, moisturizing my lips, moisturizing my face, throwing on some mascara. Like, I take an extra 5 minutes in the morning, not every single day, but I take that 5 minutes, put on my work clothes. Listen, look good. When you look good, you feel good. And so I bought myself a mini stepper. So I be on my mini stepper. I bought myself a slim fit board, slim down this waist. So at the end of the day, life is good. It's not perfect. Nothing is, no one is. But even though there's always things you can complain about, I'm super happy. So that's a little update on me. When it comes to alone time with my baby girl, I have my moments at night with her. I have my moments in the early morning with her. I try to be very mindful about my other kids and spend time with them. And if we're spending time as a family. We're spending time together. So I don't feel as though I'm robbing her of any quality alone time. She's such a beautiful, happy baby. She loves to be around her siblings. That's the vibe. Her spirit is just, I'm so blessed. So when it comes to alone time with her, I steal them. I get it with her. When the other kids are playing, I love on her and cuddle with her. Prior to her being 6 months, she would sit with me. And sometimes we would just cuddle together, before she fell asleep. And so I get my alone time with her. When it comes to time management, I'm still working on that. I'm not going to say it's a struggle. I'm going to say I am just working on making sure that I solidify my routine. I know what I want to do. I know what I need to do. And sometimes, even if I have a routine, it goes out the window. Sometimes she goes to sleep early. I'm hanging out with the kids, doing that quality time. Put them down. She wakes up. Or they all go down and then I get sleepy. So that's pretty much how it's been. What I can say is that it's not as chaotic as I thought it'd be. And not to say that I really thought it was going to be crazy. I thought I would have some moments, and some moments I have them. The kids just want to do their own thing. The baby's crying. I got to cook. The husband want to spend some quality time. And it's just like a lot going on. but it doesn't happen too often. Callie is 7, Kalia is 6. Baby Goatster is 2 going on 3. And so they really help. What do? They put on Gracie's Corner. If you don't know about Gracie's Corner, let me tell you, I love me some Gracie's Corner. Whoever created Gracie's Corner is amazing. Kalm loves Gracie's Corner. And so does little Kevin. I love it too. The girls love it too. They find themselves singing it. When I tell them, okay, what are the months of the year? I know my months of the year. Listen, can't nobody tell me nothing. We love Gracie's Corner in this house. So with that being said, they really help me a lot when it comes to feeding her. They get me her diaper. They get me her wipes. They love helping me give her a bath. So like Callie would help me give her a bath. Kalia would help me by lotioning her up. Baby Goatster, whenever she's crying, he'll run and he'll give her the pacifier. He'll keep the pacifier in her mouth for a little bit and I have to watch him. But he's helping. And so when it comes to having all 4 kids together, the fact that my 2 oldest are old enough and my son is learning from them, they really help. My husband, of course, that's a no-brainer. He's the biggest support system, the best dad ever. Hands down, I can't say nothing. When I say that I don't really feel the weight of having a 4th child, I mean it. It's easier. It's easier than I thought. And I was blessed because at nighttime, she barely wake up. Especially now that we put cereal in her milk to really sustain her because she's eating more. Like literally at 4 months, she was eating a whole 8 ounces. 8 ounces. So at the end of the day, life is good. I'm so blessed. I'm so in love with her. When they say you fall in love again when you have another child, it's like you really fall in love. And that love that you have for them is just, it runs so deep. So literally in my life where I'm at, even though content took a back seat in the sense that I filmed a bunch, but I didn't edit or push anything out, I got to literally just like sit back and just watch. And I still do that every day. Just watch. You know what I'm saying? Watch the kids, see how they talk, see how they're changing. And it's just like, literally all I can do is smile, because if everything goes wrong in my life, I got my family to look at every single day. And I have my husband to love on every single day. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep that secure. You got to keep that rock solid. So I am blessed. Very, very, very blessed to say that everything with them is good. So one thing I definitely want to talk about is breastfeeding. I am for breastfeeding. If you can, breastfeed. If you can't, I understand. If you can breastfeed, try it. Do it. Don't count yourself out. It is not easy, okay? It is not something that you can just say, oh, I'm just breastfeeding my baby. If you're a first-time mom and everything's gonna work out great. If it happens for you, that's amazing. But not everyone has the same experience. And let's go in with that. When it comes to breastfeeding, there can be many challenges. The baby doesn't want to latch correctly, and the baby doesn't want the breast at all. It may latch onto you, but then you get dermatitis. Your nipples become very sore. Your nipples start to bleed, and it can just be a very painful process. and of course stressful process, not only for you but for baby. So there's definitely a lot of factors that go into breastfeeding. But even though there's many challenges, I say it's very important to try it out. Give it a couple of months. That way you give yourself time to try different methods to see what works between you and baby. Have a nursing consultant come in and try to help you. Reach out to your friends and family, those who have successfully breastfed babies, to see what their insight was, what their experience was. What did they try? What did they do different? What helped? And so you definitely have to be able to give it some time. But in that process of giving it time, if you're not able to successfully breastfeed your baby, you're still breastfeeding if you're expressing milk from your girls, from your breasts, and putting it in a bottle. My daughter is now 6 months officially. She's 6 months. And so for me, and I can get into this in another video, just let me know. For me, I am no longer going to attach her to my breast. She officially has 2 bottom teeth. And with my prior experience of all my 3 children, they bite and they tug and it hurts. And so I am going to successfully continue breastfeeding her by pumping my milk out and putting it in a bottle. Just because you're pumping your milk out and putting it in a bottle doesn't mean that you're not breastfeeding. You're still breastfeeding. The method that they're receiving it is in a bottle. So take that in and embrace that factor, because just because they're not attached to your breast doesn't mean that you're not breastfeeding. When I was told that, I would say, oh, I'm not breastfeeding, I'm just bottle feeding. And they would correct me, the doctor, and she would say, no, you're still breastfeeding, you're just putting it in a bottle. And it took me a little bit to get that concept, because it's important to breastfeed your babies as long as you can. Not only just because, but because your breast milk has a lot of vitamins and it helps your child. And it's a fact, at least for me in my experience, my babies don't get sick as much. And so they do catch their colds, especially when they're in school, but they're not as sick all the time. And you hear that a lot, breastfed babies don't get sick all the time. This school year they have, but we're not going to get into that. We're not going left. Back into this video. Okay, so let's talk about breast milk. When it comes to breast milk, there's a whole lot to uncover. There's a whole lot to learn. Today, I'm specifically talking about storing your breast milk and the amount of breast milk that you produce in correlation to breastfeeding your baby. So when it comes to breastfeeding, I've had a variety of different experiences, and I have 2 foolproof methods to share. Number 1, when I had my first daughter, Callie, the same day that she was born, she was sent to the NICU. And because I wasn't with her and they sent me home the next day, I had to pump. The nurse said, start pumping milk. We don't know how long she's going to be in for. I said, okay. So every 2 hours on the hour, I pumped milk. Between the first 3 days that I started pumping milk, it was just colostrum. Okay. And eventually my milk came in. And so after my milk came in and she eventually came home with me from the NICU, I put her on my breast and she successfully ate. It wasn't easy. It took trial and error. I needed some assistance. I learned and I was able to continue breastfeeding her without any issues. But what I want to emphasize is that I kept pumping. And so because I was feeding her and pumping, and even when she wasn't eating and she was napping for a couple of hours and I still kept pumping, my body just produced milk on milk on milk on milk on milk. I produced so much milk that it no longer fit in the freezer of my refrigerator. And not only did I produce so much milk, I needed a deep freezer. But after she turned a year old, I still had breast milk in the deep freezer. I mean, at least 30 bags of milk. And so it was amazing because I didn't need to buy formula. However, I said, that's a whole lot of milk. If you do not want to pump milk on the side, which means pumping every 2 hours when baby is not eating, or like on a consistent back-to-back 2-hour time frame, or pumping milk after baby feeds off of your breasts, it's important to know that your body will get used to the amount that baby is eating. And again, if you're not pumping on the side, your body will only produce the amount of milk that your baby is consuming. With my second daughter, I changed things up. I was told by the nurse not to pump. Just have the baby drink from my breast milk whenever she wants to drink milk, and that's it. Your body will get used to the baby's eating schedule and how much the baby eats, and your body will produce just that. I said, you know what? Cool. And I did, but it became a problem for me. It became a problem because I didn't have enough milk. Eventually, I ran out of milk. I ran out of milk because my second daughter ate so much more than my first daughter. My body got used to her eating initially. She wasn't eating that much. So initially, she ate a certain amount. And when that blew out of the water, my body it didn't keep up. It didn't produce enough. I was also working. And I was working 12-hour shifts on a 3-day rotation. And I didn't get sleep. And I wasn't drinking enough water. So no sleep, no water. I wasn't pumping enough. I was stressed out. All of those things combined, my body just wasn't reacting the same way that it did when I had my first daughter. So I said, what are we going to do? Eventually, I got her on formula. And she drank that. But I didn't stop pumping. I continued pumping until she was 1 year old. And even though I had a tiny bit of milk in my breast, I continued. So I would pump as much as I could, even if I only had 2 ounces to produce. I gave her that. And so that was my experience with my first daughter and my second daughter. Skipping my son and moving on to Kalm, I decided to go back to the foundation and do the same thing I did with Callie. As soon as she was born, feed her and pump. And now at 6 months, I have 6 months worth of milk. So I know that if I stop pumping right now, I'm good until she's 1. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue pumping up until she's at least 1 year old. And if she don't want that milk no more, she don't want to drink it, that's fine. But I can also donate it. So with her, I did the same method as again with Callie. Pumped every 2 hours when I'm not with her, especially now that I'm at work. Because I'm at work, I pump every 2 hours consecutively. When I'm home, before she hits 6 months, because now she has 2 teeth, I would breastfeed her and pump. And now I'm just pumping exclusively into a bottle and giving her the breast milk. So that is what worked for me. I say foolproof method because I tried it. So far we're going strong in the breastfeeding journey. And one thing I do want to mention is that with my baby girl, Kalm, I never pumped at night, except a few times when I had the HaaKa. Okay, if you don't know what the HaaKa is, check out the video that I've linked up top and down below. What I would do before I went to sleep, I pumped before I fell asleep. I have to say that. I pumped before I fell asleep. So in the middle of the night, even if she woke up once or twice, I wouldn't be engorged. There has been times where I was, and when I felt engorged, she'd wake up and she'd down all the milk. So thank God I didn't have to pump. But I honestly, in my mind, I said, I can't pump. I'm not pumping. Ain't no way. If my breasts are extremely full when I wake up, I'm going to hurry up and pump. But because she woke up at least twice in the middle of the night, for the most part, I would be good. I shared with you my advice when it comes to breast milk and what I did, but I definitely recommend it if you want an abundance of milk. If you have other kids, involve them in different activities so that all of you can build a bond together. If you have one sibling, to the newborn that you have or your baby, the sibling is taking a nap, cuddle up with your baby, or turn on some Gracie's Corner for your child and cuddle up with your baby. Just find different ways that you can fit in that quality alone time with your baby. And when it comes to time management, have your routine. But at the end of the day, if it's not working, crumble it. Toss it. You don't have to crumble it, okay? Just push it to the side. Take a nap. Go to sleep. You also want to make sure that you are fully rested. Your mind, your body, it needs you. So take care of yourself and do the best that you can. Because with multiple kids, it can be a lot. Peace of positive vibes. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you're feeling these vibes, make sure that you like this video. Leave me a comment. Let me know you saw it. Give me your feedback. See you later. Bye.